about Florida law. Ask an attorney. Just give him a call.
This is Ask an Attorney, all about Florida law with attorney Joe Pippen. If you have a legal question, call Joe right now. In Tampa, call 813-287-5700. Anywhere else, toll free at 877-943-9673. That's 877-943-9673. The law office is open. And now your host, Joe Pippen.
Hey, good morning. Good morning. Welcome to Ask an Attorney, all about Florida law. I'm attorney Joe Pippen, practicing attorney. The law office is open. And if you have a legal question of any type, I'd be more than glad to try to help you. All you have to do is to dial the number, which is 877-943-9673. That's 877-943-9673. Your question can be just about anything. It can be about wills, trusts, probate, guardianship, power of attorneys, healthcare surrogates. It can be about traffic, family law, personal injury, guardianship, power of attorneys, healthcare surrogates. It can be about some problem you have with your family or in your neighborhood or on your job. It can be just about any area of law. And if I know the answer, we'll quickly talk about it. If I don't know the answer, then hey, I have plenty of resources where I can get you help. So again, you have a toll-free number, 877-943-9673. You're listening on our flagship network of 570, 910, 860, 930 out of Tampa today. And you're also listening on 90.3 FM out of Haines City, the 96.3 community station out of Sun City Center. You're listening on the Jacksonville station, WBOB 600, The Answer. You're listening on a brand new station in Clearwater, Florida, WTAN. And we're very happy to be on their network as well. Hopefully get a call from WTAN, a listener today. And you'll be the first caller from that radio station listening to that station. So also we have stations in Crystal River. A lot of our coverage goes to Trinity, Manatee, Lakewood Ranch, all of our offices where all of our areas we have offices. If you're listening to a live radio broadcast, more than likely have an office in your area. Again, I'm attorney Joe Pippen, host of Ask an Attorney, all about Florida law for over about 35 years now. Longest running, I believe the longest running radio show, continual show, the same host, same format in Florida and, maybe the nation. I don't know. So probably unusual for one host to have one show, one format for 35 years. But here I am and kicking strong and enjoy what I'm doing, enjoying life, enjoy doing radio on Saturday mornings, and glad to be here. So if you have a legal question, all you have to do is to dial the number 877-943-9673. And let's go to our first caller, Sabrina from St. Petersburg. Hey, Sabrina.
Hi.
Good morning.
Good morning.
What can I do for you?
I have a strange question.
I like there's an entertainment part of this show, so strange questions are good, so go ahead.
This is a little entertaining. I have a situation with my sister, and it's been going on for a little while now. And when I was informed about it, I actually got a hold of the proper authorities. She is under care for the state.
Mm-hmm.
They fund her money for housing.
Has she been declared incompetent?
Was at one time, but she's not anymore. She's under care for years. And so she's able to live out on her own.
Mm-hmm.
So she's considered a responsible adult.
Okay.
The thing is she was abused by this man, and badly, that she called me on a phone call at work, and I couldn't get to her, so I dialed 911, not even knowing her address, just an idea where she lived, because they just moved. He would move her. And I told the police what was going on, and they went out there, and they called me from there, and they said, well, we can't do anything. I said, what do you mean you can't do anything? She just told you that he pulled a knife on her and all these things.
This was on the job?
Yes, I was at work, and the police officers.
She was on the job.
No. I was.
Oh, you were, okay.
Yes, she was at her home.
At her home, okay.
And, yes. And he said they can't do anything because they actually have this thing where they moved in together. I said, but she called for a cry for help. Can you take her somewhere? No, they can't. And I didn't know this. But he said, well, where would you like me to take her? And I couldn't get to her where I was. And I said, well, I don't know where to take her. I said, a safe place, any safe place. Don't you know? I mean, I didn't know. I thought the police officers would be able to know of a place to take her. She was an abused woman crying out for help. Where would she go? I don't know. And so they're like, well, we can't take her anyway, because it's just our job. We can't do that. So, so I said, well, okay. They didn't want to wait till I could get to her. So we had to find her a place to go, and I told them to take her across the street. It's safe. You can, take her over to the rehab center for the elderly.
Okay,
and they'll watch.
Let me ask you a question, though. She was abused. Did they arrest the guy that abused her?
No.
So they didn't believe the story, or what?
I have no idea, but they didn't do anything. So, long story short, it's happened 3 times. And last night, I called the police, and I said, I got this call, and I'm going to get my sister at her house. And I am leaving where I'm at, and I said, I need an escort because in case, he tries to attack me to get her. So would you please, be informed to be there? And they're like, sure, just call when you're there because we're not going to wait, but we have to also send somebody over since you made the call. Well, I went over, and I guess they didn't answer. They wouldn't answer the door. They can't do anything if they don't answer the door, so they didn't do anything. So I went over to get her, and they wouldn't answer the door for me either. So I went downstairs, and I waited. When I saw them going to leave, I tried to catch her, and he got in the car and ran off with her. So I'm on the phone with the police trying to chase him down, and I said, can I have an officer? And they're like, there isn't one in the area. I said, I just passed one, and I told them where I passed one. It was right across the street from me. He was pulling out of a driveway. I said, could you, get him or somebody? I said, I'm in a vehicle, and I said...
All right. Ma'am, you're going to have to just ask me a question at this point.
I'm sorry.
That's all right. I mean, I feel like I'm going to talk to you the whole show if you don't ask me a question here. So
who is responsible to help her?
If she's in danger, the police are. If she needs medical help and needs to be in a facility or psychological help or anything like that, the police do have some discretion on doing a Baker Act. I mean,
and they didn't. They should have Baker Acted him. He was off.
So they have some discretion, but for some reason, neither you or I are there on the scene, except for you at the end there. So it's hard to second guess why the police did what they did or didn't do what they would do. But generally, a situation like that, somebody gets Baker Acted. And usually if she was assaulted, someone would be arrested. So, I mean, I don't know. It seems like there's missing bits of information that you and I don't know as to why they acted like they did. But
at the time, they probably didn't arrest because she probably was afraid to have them arrest her, but she told them what he did. So I don't understand why they didn't
that's her telling you she did, but who knows what she told the police. And they didn't act on it, so it doesn't sound like she told them everything.
So there's a responsibility. Okay, I was just curious.
Okay.
I mean, it was taken to me yesterday, but
right.
I just, in case it ran into it again.
All right. Well, you can call me. You can call me privately. We can talk about it more if you like, because I would like to help you.
Thank you.
All
I
right.
appreciate that.
All right. Thank you.
All right.
You're listening to Ask an Attorney, all about Florida law. I'm Attorney Joe Pippen, practicing attorney. The law office is open, and we are open to help you. You have a toll-free number, which is 877-943-9673. That's 877-943-9673. Phone lines are open. Let's go to Met in Jacksonville.
Yes, good morning. I was calling in reference to a security deposit that I did not receive from a prior complex that I lived at. It was over a year ago. I took pictures and video upon moving out, had the carpets professionally cleaned, touched up the paint, so it was ready to go. They said they mailed a letter to me, to my current address where I moved to, which it was addressed to me, but I never received it because I went back around there several weeks ago. They showed me the letter, and on the letter it had not unable to deliver, and I'm not sure why because it had the correct address on there. But since the apartment I moved out, it's been changed hands to another management company, and they sent me to them. So I went to the new management company. They said, well, we don't have any records. It's everything transferred to the current, which I understood that. I was like, I don't know why they sent me here. But they're bouncing me back and forth with each other, so I wanted to know if I could file small claims and for how much.
Well,
to receive my security deposit.
Small claims is up to $5,000.
Okay.
So they sent you a letter. Did they send you a letter? Did they say why they held your security deposit?
Yes, it was for insufficient notice. Apparently, they never got the letter. They had a thing in the lease where you got to let them know in writing 60 days that you're moving out,
or otherwise automatically rolls over.
Or where you don't get your security deposit. I sent them the letter, but they don't have a letter that I sent.
Do you have a copy of it?
I do not have a copy.
No, you're not in a real
got
good
lost since I moved. Yeah.
Yeah, you're not in a good spot if you don't have your letter. But you could the answer to your question, small claims court is up to $5,000.
Okay.
And you're before probably a master in that situation who'll listen to your case, and he's going to ask you, where's the letter that you sent? Where's a copy of the letter you sent? And you're going to say, well, I don't have it. And then they're going to say they never received it, like you didn't ever write it or send it. And then you're kind of stuck with trying to prove your case, which might be difficult if you don't have a copy of your letter.
Okay. I mean, all right. I guess I'm in a bad spot then.
Well, hopefully you find your letter. Maybe it's in the papers you haven't looked through yet.
All right. But
right.
how much would I be able to sue for? Can I sue for double or triple so I didn't get the letter from them?
Not if you don't have your own letter, I wouldn't think.
Okay. No, if I find a letter.
No, I don't think you can triple your damages or anything. There's some timelines too. So you gave them notice. Did you demand your security deposit back, or did they say they sent a letter, but they have proof that it couldn't be delivered of why they kept it? So I would say.
Well, yeah, I have the original letter, so that they sent me.
Yeah, I would say you don't have a strong case. So.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Thank you very much.
All right. Phone lines are open. If you'd like to call, ask an attorney all about Florida law. That's me, Attorney Joe Pippen. Phone lines are open. You're listening to a live show on a Saturday morning in late September here, September the 28th or something like that. Yeah, the 28th. So if you have a question, 877-943-9673. Phone lines are open. Let's go to an anonymous caller in Lakeland.
Hello?
Yes.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I appreciate you being on the program every Saturday morning.
Yeah, my pleasure, really.
Yes, thank you. I appreciate it very much. And I have a quick question, please, sir. Inquiring Florida divorce laws.
Mm-hmm.
If you've only been married 3.5 years,
mm-hmm.
what's required? I mean, to divide the assets. Someone said you have to be married 4 years to divide the assets. Is that...
Well, generally, every case is a little bit different, so you can't really give you an exact answer on that because it depends on many, many factors and circumstances. Generally, if you've been married 7 years, you can pretty much count on after 7 years of some type of 50-50 split. It enters, I guess you didn't have a premarital agreement.
No, sir.
And did you keep your assets separate? Did you keep them, or did you commingle them jointly? Because kind of all these things come into play on to be able to answer the question properly.
Well, the house was his, so I just sold my property and things and agreed to move into his house. So technically, it's his house for, 40 years. And I've just been in it 3.5.
Did you contribute to the cost of his house in any way during your marriage?
Just with improvements, like $15,000.
Okay, well that's pretty substantial. What do you want in regards to the house if you get divorced?
Well, I really don't. I'm on live TV.
Do you want your 15? No.
Wanting to, but just I'm covering all bases, sir.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm just trying to find out. You know, I really just, you know, I'm just going to crack open my annuity, and you know, because this is his house. You know, 40 years.
Do you want your $15,000 back?
Probably.
Have you asked for that?
Oh, no, because I haven't got that far yet, and I'm just wondering what the Florida law is, because somebody said, you know, I don't know, desertion and all this kind of stuff. So I'm like, I'm not going to do any of that. I'm just,
no,
I just got
actually, Florida's a no-fault divorce state, so desertion or sexual impropriety or any of those things don't have a big factor on the outcome of the divorce case. And you've been married less for 7 years, and he owned the house for 40 years. So the best thing for y'all to do, if you can, is to work out some settlement between you, and then tell an attorney what that settlement is, and let them do like a post-marital property settlement agreement. And then if you both agree on the outcome, then you both would save a lot of money in legal fees. And I do have a family law attorney in our firm. Her name is Catherine. She'd be glad to consult with you on the phone a little bit if you need help from a family law attorney.
Okay, sir. And do you have that number? Or I mean, I'm not even there yet. You know, I just got slammed with the tsunami. Never, you know, I was planning on being, well, anyway.
All right, yeah, our office number, you're in Lakeland, so 863 is our office number. We'll give you a local number here, 863-422-1370, extension 422-1370.
Okay.
Extension 200.
Sorry. Okay.
And ask to Catherine,
right,
and just tell her you called the radio show, and that I had said that I thought she would be glad to answer a few questions for you. That should get you through.
Okay.
All right.
All right, sir. Bless you, and thank you again for having this free consult and your time, and have a blessed weekend.
Well, you too. Thanks. So good luck to you.
Thank you kindly, sir.
All right. You're listening to Ask an Attorney, all about Florida law, and I'm attorney Joe Pippen, practicing attorney. The phone lines are open. You have a toll-free number to call the show no matter where you're listening. It's 877-943-9673. That's 877-943-9673. I always sometimes volunteer to counsel people to kind of save their marriage. So it's kind of, and I don't personally do divorce cases, but I do have a family law attorney on my staff. So, hey, by the way, you're listening on... you can watch the show if you want. We're broadcasting live on WeBeamTV.com. WeBeamTV.com. If you want to watch the show, you won't see yourself, of course, but you will see me answering your question. You can follow us on Facebook. We're on Facebook Live right now, doing live video. We're also on Instagram. It's just ATTYPIP is the Instagram account, and my name is Joseph Pippen, so you can find us on either Facebook Live, WeBeam TV, or Instagram. And we also have a YouTube channel where you can go in there, just go under my name and find past shows that are also on video. If you want to call the show, it's 877-943-9673. That's 877-943-9673. Phone lines are open. Let's go to Joanne in Sarasota. Hey, Joanne.
Good morning. I just wanted to tell you how I enjoy the show. How many years have you been on now?
35.
That's what I thought. I talked to you 100 years ago, and it's so comfortable talking to you.
Well, thank you.
You haven't changed a bit. I have a...
I look younger, too. I mean, I'm not sure what's happening. But
I looked this morning, and that didn't happen for me. But in any case, I'd like to know how legal and legitimate it is. For instance, I have a will.
Mm-hmm.
And I've decided to make a few changes, and I typed up the change and signed it and dated it, etc., and attached it, changing a particular clause or something in the will, and attached it to the original will.
Was it witnessed?
Not at this point. I better re-sign it and have it witnessed. I suppose.
All right, so let me ask you this. So that would be an invalid will so far.
It'd be a what?
The change would be invalid because it's not
would
witnessed.
Be invalid, all right.
Let me ask you this, though. Do you want your will upon your death to go through probate?
I don't think I have enough to go through probate, to tell you the truth.
Do you own a home?
Yes, I do.
And it's real estate? It's not a mobile home?
No, it's real estate. And I've left everything to my son. Basically, anything in the bank I put in trust for or pay on death.
Okay, so your home's going to go through probate. Your home's going to go through a probate process. Have to do a petition to determine homestead and some other things like that going on.
Right.
Some attorneys would charge you 3% of the value of the home to go through probate. Other attorneys would maybe charge a flat fee.
Yes.
But the minimum fee that we charge on a flat fee is like $2,500 plus court costs, and there's $500 or $600 usually at least in court costs. So you're looking at probably a minimum fee with costs of around $3,000.
Okay.
And you might have some other things going that would go through probate as well. And it's when someone says they don't have that much and they don't think there's going to be probate, that's usually a wrong assumption, because anything in a deceased person's name, the legal process to give it out of the deceased person's name is a probate process.
Okay, even the car?
No, well, cars are an exception. Retirement accounts are an exception. There are some things that would not go through probate. Mm-hmm. But the reason I went to your home is a lot of people have homes, and that's a process that would have to get to your son would have to go through some court procedures.
Well, if I changed it to a living trust, or what did they call it? It was just it would avoid probate. Well,
yeah.
How can you avoid probate on the house?
Yeah, well, one of the ways to do it is a living trust. So you would create a trust. You would be the grantor. You would be the creator. You would be the trustee. Your son could be the backup trustee and 100% beneficiary. And then upon death, it's a very easy process for that home to be transferred to him with no probate.
A living trust.
Yes, ma'am.
I have to look at that will. I heard that, actually I think I trust you very much. It's just that I really don't have that much. And, the last time I had a little clause changed this is ironic,
mm-hmm.
in the will, I thought this won't cost me much. I should have asked up front. But anyway, long story short, it was quite a large bill. And
well, how much was it? How much was it?
Oh, about $750 if he changed one clause.
Well, we have flat fees on our website. Our website is attypip.com. Mm-hmm. And if you had to change to a will, we would probably just do a new will. The fee would have been $125.
Are you kidding?
A trust package, which includes the trust, the deed to your house to avoid probate, a pour-over will that's tied in with the trust, a power of attorney, healthcare surrogate, living will. The whole package is $695.
That's really reasonable.
Yeah, and it avoids probate. So.
All right. Well, then I am going to make a change.
Just so you know, you're calling from Sarasota. We do have an office in Lakewood Ranch.
Yeah, I'm very close to that. Do your fees change according to the location?
No, ma'am.
They do not?
No, ma'am.
Oh, okay. I'd like to meet you sometime. Are you ever down this way?
Well, my office is probably 30 minutes or so from you. I go to, the Lakewood Ranch is my office and part of my firm, and a real nice gentleman named Dennis Moses covers that office. But a lot of people...
Writing this down.
A lot of people from Sarasota come up, and they want to see me. They come up to the Sun City Center office.
Oh, yeah, I've heard you mention something. That's not very far away.
No, it's not very far at all.
Yeah. And what is the number to that office?
Just call the toll-free number, which is 1-800.
I'm writing now,
226-3529.
3529. Well, anyway, to make a long story short, I called this law firm after he was retiring, and I said to someone there, I said, this is what I was charged for that.
Mm-hmm.
And I still owed them about $300. And I said, I really feel that it was very excessive. Mm-hmm. And they said, well, can you hold for a moment? And this is a big law firm. And they went away and they came back and they said, don't worry, you're paid in full.
There you go.
It was ironic. And I also heard
Hey, if you
mention,
if you don't ask, you don't receive. Sometimes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I heard you mention Lakeland, and I may have a future problem. Long ago, and I'm talking 30 years, my ex-husband has some insurance, and I understand that I am the owner and beneficiary in one of the policies. Well, the agency has since changed, and I called to get information. They wouldn't tell me anything because I don't get that. And I do know the fellow that did own it, so I'm going to call him direct and see what. She said, well, we don't have all those records. Yeah, that's what. And it's not. It's a it's a State Farm agency.
Well, there's a way to get those. If your husband is deceased.
I haven't said anything to him yet. I just didn't want to.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, if you're the owner of the policy, we should be able to track that down for you.
Yeah. Oh, very good. Well, it was wonderful. Did you have any connection to Miami?
No. Well, I lived there and went to the first grade in Miami, but really that's about it.
Really?
I was only there for a short time.
The reason I asked, for some reason, the name rung a bell.
No, that would have been a long time ago. I went to my dad got transferred down there, but was only there for a short time. I remember going to the first grade down in Florida. So.
Okay, well, that's where I grew up. That's why I asked, and the name rang a bell.
All right.
Okay,
thanks so much.
I'll be in touch.
Right. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
So, as I mentioned, Dennis Moses runs or goes to the Lakewood Ranch office. A lot of times Dennis tells me that he tells people that his line is if Moses couldn't do it, they sent Pippen. A little play there. Okay, the phone lines are open right now, though. If you would like to call into the show, we're more than halfway through the show. We'd love to talk to you. You have a toll-free number, which is 877-943-9673, 877-943-9673. And we are on a new station today, WTAN in Clearwater. We'd love to have one caller from the Clearwater WTAN community there, just to let us know. Just say hello and call us and tell us how. We'd just like to say hello to a WTAN just to make sure we're actually on today, if that's possible. All right, again, 877-943-9673. I'm available to come to community groups and give talks. I love doing that. One of the most we do a little Ask an Attorney segment after my talk, and my talk can be about, we can agree to the topic that I'm going to talk about, how long it would be. And the size of the group really doesn't matter. I've done groups of 10 to 20 people, and I've done church services in the morning speaking to 5,000 people. So the size of the group really doesn't matter to me. I enjoy getting out. And part of it is usually in the community groups, question and answer. And probably one of the most often questions I've had is, why does my will have to go through probate? I mean, I paid an attorney for a will, and I gave everything to my son, and I appointed him as the personal representative. Why does it have to go through probate? Well, the reason why is because now you have an asset in a deceased person's name, and no one has the legal authority to deal with that asset until they're appointed by the court as your personal representative executor to be able to deal with that asset and follow the instructions in your will. So absent that procedure, just because you're named in the will, you're just nominated to be the personal representative. You're not appointed. The court has to appoint you then to deal with the assets in a deceased person's name. When you do a living trust, that's different because you create a document to avoid probate. The trust is still living when you die, and because it's living when you die, there's no probate of that asset that's in the trust. Let's go to Rex in Largo. Hey, Rex.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes. What can we do for you?
I got a question. I just moved here from Texas.
Yes, sir.
And I had a little 32 Kel-Tec 32 pistol that I always kept by my bed. We lived out in the country.
Mm-hmm.
Snakes, stuff like that. Anyways, my brother helped move me. He was on my bike. and he got in an accident. He fell asleep on the bike. He was trying to do too much. He's trying to get here. But anyways, he got arrested. They took my pistol, and they gave me everything else back. But he went to court. He's got probation. But it was my pistol. But the thing is, it wasn't ever registered.
Mm-hmm.
Can I get that back?
Why are they holding it?
Well, I don't know. He went to court. They said you have an unregistered gun. It's not in your name, blah, 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 blah. And I didn't go all the way up there. This is in Washington County.
So there's still... Does he have a receipt?
They still have my pistol.
All right.
Huh?
Well, why don't you call the... is it the sheriff's office up there?
Yes.
Call the sheriff's office and ask if you can speak to the office where they're holding property of the people that have been arrested. Tell them the circumstance, and then ask them what they would need from you to be able to get that pistol. I'm thinking probably going to have to prepare something signed, notarized by your brother that pistol belonged to you, and he authorizes the release of it to you. And then you go in there and you're going to have to prove to them somehow or another that you were the owner of that pistol. But you'd start the process by doing that.
Okay. Yeah, because I never registered it. I bought it at a gun show, and the guy was selling a bunch of knives that was laying there, and I said, the gun for sale? And he said, sure. I gave him some money, and he gave me the gun.
Yeah, but you have no receipt or anything, right?
No, sir.
All right, well, like I said, make that call and ask them what they're going to need to release the gun. Okay. And see what they need.
Just call the sheriffs?
Yeah, call the sheriffs and ask for the property office that's holding the property for, someone that's been arrested. And then you ask them, tell them the circumstance and see what they would accept to release that gun. It might be just a notarized affidavit from your brother. And then somebody'd have to go into the jail or mail it to him for his signature to have it notarized, and then hopefully that would work. But if not, they'll let you know.
No, he got out. They gave him probation, and his hearing was, I guess, a week ago.
Yep.
And they gave him probation, and he's out.
Okay.
So, would that make a difference? Do I still do the same thing? Call up there?
Well, have him go ask what is required to get the gun released.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye. I kind of have a feeling that a criminal law attorney might have to prepare some papers to sign for that to be released. But we'll see how far he gets with that answer. Let's go to Grace in Sarasota.
Good morning.
Hey, Grace.
Well, yeah, I appreciate you talking with me and all your effort. I have a question. It's really, this is heard out of state, which you might not have a lot of information on, but maybe the same application would apply. But I have a sibling who died in Ohio, and they notified me, the Sarasota Police Department came over and notified me verbally that this individual had died. And I contacted the medical examiner's office, which then offered three people's names and phone numbers, and one was supposed to be the executor of my sibling's estate. This individual, I did not call these.
Hey, ma'am, can you cut off the noise in the background?
What noise?
You have a radio. You have your radio on. You have a television on.
No, I don't have. I have my radio down low.
Can you cut it off though? Because I can hear it. It's. I'm sure people. And I'm having a hard time understanding you also.
Oh, I apologize. Am I talking too fast?
No, the background noise of your radio.
Well,
ma'am, I could just hear myself talking. Can you please just cut the radio off? I don't need that on to be able to talk to you.
Well, I understand that, sir. I'm trying to get to it so that I can turn it.
All right.
Okay. And I don't like to take up your time. Do you want to put me on hold?
Yeah, let me go to the next call, and then you go turn your radio off. And then, are you on a speakerphone?
I have to have that on so I can hear you.
All right. Yeah, I'll put you on hold. All right, let's go to Alan in Tampa. Let's go to Alan in Tampa. Hey, Alan.
Hey, Joe. Thanks for taking my call. My question has to do with identity theft. I have recently been contacted by a company, and they said that I took out a $75,000 loan. It's actually a collection agency that it's been turned over to. So anyway, this company is. I contacted the company, and they realized it is definitely a fraud, and I'm getting a police report, and I just found this out yesterday, so I haven't had a chance to file a police report. But is there anything else I need to do in order? They have actually, whoever has stolen my identity has applied for multiple loans, and I'm getting all kinds of letters in the mail saying that we've been rejected. Because
I have one of my attorneys in my firm deals with matters like that. His name is Jim Lunkarski.
Uh-huh.
And if you want to call
what office is he in?
He's in the Largo office.
Okay.
So the office number there is 727-586-3306.
All right.
And I believe just go to extension 200 and they'll pass you through to his extension there. I think his extension is 116, but he deals with ID theft and can talk you through all the things that are going to happen and what you might have to do.
Okay, very good. I appreciate your time this morning.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, let's go back to Grace in Sarasota. Grace, are you there?
Yeah, I apologize for all that.
Okay, that's no problem.
Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, you're fine.
Okay, I have a question. This occurred out of state, and it was my sibling, and I was told verbally by the Sarasota Police Department that my relative had died. And I was given information to call the medical examiner's office in Ohio, which I did do. At that point in time, the medical examiner's office gave me 3 people's names and phone numbers, and indicated one of them was this executor of this estate. I never called those people because I thought that sounded like a scam. So I did write to the medical examiner's office because they wanted me to provide services for that funeral and pay for it. And I cannot understand this for the life of me, why they would want me to do that when I'm not mentioned on anything as far as document with the sibling of mine. And then when it comes to the house that she lived in,
okay, let me answer that before you go to the next question. You would not be obligated to pay the funeral cost. I mean, they can ask you, but you're not obligated.
Well, from the maybe the information that I was given was incorrect because I was told by a funeral home down here that if I made arrangements that I would be held responsible.
Well,
and I said, I can't afford.
Did you make the arrangements?
No, I did not. They arranged it through the city of Akron up there. Okay. And so it was taken care of. But my question is that she lived in the house that belonged to my parents, and this executor has decided not to want to do anything with the estate or with the will. So everything is in a shambles up there, and I keep on being informed that I need to go up there. And I said, I don't need to go up there. And if there's nothing documented that says that I have availability to that property or anything else, and the house is now in foreclosure, I don't understand this. And why I'm not notified even of that. If you're going to notify me of my sibling's death. I'm kind of lost on that, and I realize there's a lot to it. But I just thought maybe if somebody explains it real simple to me, maybe I could grasp it.
Well, I would say you're not obligated to pay the funeral bill, and you're not obligated to be the personal representative of the estate. Were you named as the personal representative in the will?
I would not know. I've not read the will. The will was never submitted to, the courts or anything like that. Last I knew, it was with a neighbor up there because the executor did not want to be involved with anything.
You can call the probate office in the county where your sibling died, and you can ask them if a will has been filed. And because in Florida, a will is supposed to be filed within 10 days, although there's no penalty if it's not.
Well, the last time it had not been. It was with a neighbor, and the neighbor was kind enough to ask some questions, which I indicated to this neighbor that I really had not wanted them to get that involved with it. It was not their responsibility. But, I just was kind of concerned that I'm trying to understand that they can foreclose on a house and do all this with the property and not really indicate anything to me. If they're contacting me to furnish arrangements for a funeral and things like that, and then all of a sudden I don't hear anything.
Yeah, well, you're not obligated to accept the responsibility of the funeral bill or the obligation of being the personal representative of the estate. Right. If there was any financial benefit to you in doing so, though, then you should talk to a local attorney in that area about looking into it to see if there's anything of value that would make it worthwhile for you to take charge of the estate or encourage one of your siblings to take charge of the estate.
Well, I'm the only sibling that's left, and as far as I know, they're in the process of foreclosing on the property, and so I asked what was going to happen to the contents, and they say we were going to order a dumpster and throw everything in there, and I just about had a fit. And, it's not that anything is worth extreme value, but I thought, why can't some of it at least be donated? And, I did write a letter to this.
Ma'am, okay, so you can't have it both ways. You either get involved in it or you don't. I mean, if you want to be the personal representative and orchestrate what happens to the personal things, and maybe there could be some equity, even though it's foreclosed, that just means a payment hasn't been made sometimes, and there could be some equity in the sale of the property at the end of the day. Mm-hmm. So you either get involved and have an attorney advise you what to do with handling all that, or if you just step aside and don't want to be involved, then you can't really complain about what's going to happen. I mean, that's kind of
right. It sounds like I'm partially involved and partially not involved.
Yeah.
But I thank you very much for your time, and I appreciate your patience.
All right, well, no problem. All right.
And I'll keep you in prayer. Bye.
All right, good luck. Bye-bye. Let's go to Richard in Sun City Center.
Yes, good morning.
Hey, Richard.
My wife and I both have wills. When one passes away, everything goes to the other.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, everything is in either or. Our banking accounts, our credit cards, our condo, and all that. So if the one passes away, is the will still needed to be legally probated or whatever?
No, if everything is jointly held, there's no probate upon the first death, but there would be probate upon the second death.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that was our main concern, whether we had to do anything with the when the first one passed away.
No, but do you want things to go through probate upon the second death?
That's what it's set up for right now. It's just a regular will.
Yeah, so upon the second death, there would be some probate. Y'all could do a joint trust to avoid probate upon the second death. And the reason you might want to do that now is as to waiting till the first one to die. You both could die together, or one of you could become incapacitated, and then the other one die, and then you're going to be stuck with a guardianship and a probate, and a trust would eliminate both of those.
Okay, can we just, excuse me, take the wills that we got, bring them in to you or whoever, and have it just changed over into a trust?
Yes, sir. And I have an office in Sun City. I'd be glad to help you.
Where are you located here, then?
In Sun City Center, you know where the Chamber of Commerce building is?
Yes.
I'm right next door in the Pant Financial Building.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that.
All right. Thank you.
Bye.
All right. The phone lines are open. We have about 6-7 minutes left in the show. If you'd like to call the show, you could be our last caller here at 877-943-9673. That's 877-943-9673. Phone lines are open, and more than glad to help you in any way we possibly can. If you'd like to contact our office, we don't charge anything for review of existing documents. There's no charge for that meeting and discussions about what your choices are. If you would like to make an appointment, if you'd like to receive our free poster sheet all about estate planning, you could also do that. And the way you contact our office, I'll give you 3 ways you can contact our office. You can call our office. We have a toll-free number, 1-800-226-3529. Go to extension 200. If you want the postal sheet, just ask for it, and we'd be more than glad to send it to you. We do have offices we have 2 offices in Pinellas, 2 in Hillsborough, 2 in Polk. We have offices in Trinity, Claremont, Leesburg, the Villages. We have offices in Jacksonville. We have offices in the Orlando area, Davenport. We have offices in multiple locations around Florida. If you'd like to make an appointment, 1-800-226-3529. If you'd like to email me, you can email me at Joe, J-O-E, at ATTYPIP.com. That's Joe, J-O-E, at ATTYPIP.com. You can text me your name and address at 727-667-3967. All right, let's go to Gary in Bradenton. Hey, Gary.
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
My question is, as a small business owner, there's kind of a lot of tentacles out there when it comes time to doing a will. And I've just started looking at that, and I'm kind of curious as to how to handle, commercial property, commercial vehicles. Some of the titles are in the business name, some of the titles are in my name, and how to do that to avoid any kind of probate.
Well, are you married?
No.
Okay. So you can put all of those things you mentioned into a trust, and then the successor trustee that you name to take over upon your death would be in charge of liquidating or transferring the business, whatever your instructions are. So a lot of times I ask you if you're married because a lot of times a couple will do a joint trust of their home and joint checking account and all their personal things, and then if one of them own a business, we create a separate business trust just for that trust with instructions about what to do with the business upon death. Do you transfer it to a key employee where you have an agreement? Do you sell the business and then give the proceeds to the spouse? I mean, there are all kinds of options. But basically, when a client like you comes in, we just sit down and explain all that to them and do whatever it takes to get it done the way they want it done.
That sounds good. And is there, just a little deeper, can you appoint someone to try to continue to operate the business?
Yes, but you got to be careful who that is, and you got to make sure they're competent to do so,
I understand. Okay, very good. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Let's go to Jeff in Jacksonville.
Hello.
Hey, Jeff.
Hey, how are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Good, great show. So,
thanks.
Anyway, so I'm 52 and I've been divorced for 15 years, and I'm thinking about taking the plunge again next year, and so I'm looking at doing a prenup and things of that nature, and so I'm just curious of should I do the prenup and I don't have a living trust, but I'm going to need one. I've acquired pretty good property and other things, and I just didn't know, should I do them together or are they totally independent of each other?
No, I would definitely do the prenup before marriage.
No, I'm saying the prenup before a living will. Or a living
the timing on that, I would do both. I would do the prenup. I would do the prenup, of course, before marriage, and I would do the living trust or will before the marriage, and then maybe the will or trust can mention the prenup. I would say the most important thing, if you were to have a prenup, I would want to mention it to honor the provisions of the prenup in the will or trust.
Okay.
So you can start working on those both at the same time, actually.
Okay. That I didn't know if one preceded another. That was my main question. I didn't know if I should do them both at the same time by the same, basically the same attorney, or should I just are they independent of each? Does it not matter?
No, the same attorney can help you, and we help people with that all the time along those ways. So
great.
All right.
Where's your office? Where's your office in Jacksonville?
All right, it's in Ponte Vedra. My toll-free number is 1-800-226-3529.
Perfect.
Settle into the second half of the day with God's Word. Weekdays at 1 p.m., it's Fresh Wind Radio with Dr. Jomo Cousins.
If you know Jesus, put a smile on your face. If I'm supposed to represent the kingdom, there should be some difference in me.
And at 1:30, Turning Point with David Jeremiah.
The way to deal with temptation is we have to have an equal opposite pressure inside of us to withstand the pressure outside of us.
Faith Talk, AM 570, AM 910.